What do you mean zombies? You know, he looks at me for a second, but I'm busy trying to deal with Sally. The dead come back to life, walkers. Flesh eaters. There's something familiar about his voice, but I can't quite put my finger on what. I interrupt him, but zombies don't exist. They mightn't have done before, but they sure do now. I don't know why, but they're everywhere. That's why I'm getting out of here. Only then do I get a chance to check the driver out properly and my heart drops. I stare at the back of his head. You. He glances in the rear view mirror. Yeah, me. There's an awkward silence. I've known Nick since before I can remember. When we were little, we played together all the time because his mom was friends with mine, but she stopped coming around after mom died. I still saw Nick at school, but as we'd grown apart. I'd been so embarrassed when last year, completely out of the blue, he'd asked me to the prom. I don't know what possessed him, because I'd worked so hard to become one of the cool kids and he'd grown up to be a geek. He must have known there was no way I could possibly go with him. I'd felt so sorry for him when he'd had to slink away back to his locker as my friends sniggered, but there was nothing I could do about it. Now sitting there behind him in his car after he'd just saved my life, I figure I should say something. I could have handled them myself, you know. I can't work out why I said that. It's so not true and we both know it. Nick smiles at me, a sad look in his eyes. You don't have to do everything yourself, you know. You're allowed to let other people help you. I get the feeling he's not just talking about tonight, and I look at him curiously. He keeps his eyes on the road as he carries on. I know about your dad. I've known for years, even before that night. I heard my mom talking about him, but no matter what I tried. You never let me help you. That's when I remember something I haven't thought about in years. The night my dad hit me, I'd run away, and it was Nick's house I'd run to. I'd knocked on his bedroom window and he'd let me in. I didn't tell him what had happened, but he could see the state I was in. He cleaned me up and then just hugged me as I cried. When I woke in the morning, I felt embarrassed both about what my dad had done and about the fact that I'd fallen asleep in Nick's arms. I'd snuck out and walked home because I didn't know where else to go. My dad was still asleep, passed out on the sofa in the living room. I found Sally curled up in my bed. She was the only one in the house who even realized I'd been gone all night. After that, I'd never felt comfortable with Nick again. Outside of my family, he was the only one who was aware of what my dad was really like, and I couldn't bear to be around someone who knew my darkest secret. Trying not to blush at the memory, I glance out the window. You want me to drop you off somewhere, or you want to come with me? I turn to find Nick looking at me expectantly. Sally's doing the same. I think about this for a moment. I've got friends. Lots of them, but none of them are real friends. If any of them ever found out what my life was really like at home, none of them would speak to me again. They'd think I was too weird, too abnormal. They wouldn't realize I was the same person they'd always known. It's so unfair. It's not my fault my dad was a vicious drunk. I didn't choose him. That's when I realized that ever since my mom died, I've felt alone. I've pushed away anyone who really cared about me. I've put up barriers and specifically chosen to hang out with people who are so shallow they wouldn't notice I never asked them round to my house, or that I had to look after Sally all the time. Then I realize Nick knows about me, the real me, about how screwed up my life is. He knows all this and he still likes me. This gives me a warm feeling inside. I glance at him, noticing for the first time that he's not bad looking really. Where you heading? My uncle's place. He's got a farm out in the country. He's got guns and stuff there. He flicks the steering wheel to the right and plows through a pair of zombies that are shambling down the middle of the road. I figure it's as safe as anywhere is now. I've never been out of the city before, or at least not as far as I can remember. There are some memories with my mom that might have been on a beach, but I can never see them clearly. There's too many others in the way, bad ones. For some reason the thought of leaving the city excites me. I guess it's because I've wanted to leave for so long and now it's actually happening. Nick slams on the brakes. Oh. F. He glances at Sally and stops himself. Single quote ellipsis. Flip. Ahead there's a solid mass of people all shuffling towards us. Even over the sound of the engine I can hear them moaning and groaning. Sally clings to me, terrified by the sight, and starts to cry again. I look at Nick. What are you going to do? I don't know. Let me think for a minute. I know. Take a left up that alley there. Whenever my dad drove drunk, and that was a lot, he always kept off the main streets, choosing the back alleys instead. He said it was because they were safer, but as I got older I realized it was so that he didn't get stopped by the cops. On the plus side, it means I know them better than the back of my own hand, and I know the one up ahead will take us safely round the people, or rather zombies, that are blocking the street. Without questioning it, Nick does as I tell him. I guide him between the tall tenement buildings and back onto the street about a mile further on. As we rejoin it, I twist round and stare in the direction we just came. I can see the mass of zombies off in the distance, still staggering forwards, and I know we're clear of them.